everyone, Jennifer here from My Purpley Life, and this video is going to be a video about inks. If you are into Filofax and you love using a Muji stamp, which looks like this, or any other kind of stamping on your Filofax paper, I bet you're wondering what kind of ink to use. So I've gone ahead and done some tests for you guys to show you guys the options that are out there. There's a lot of inks that are out there, so let's go ahead and get started. The first one that I stamped with is a black ink. I think that's just the ink that everybody should have. It's a good black ink. So the three papers that I used in this test is this one here is the regular white Filofax paper, and this was from 2001. Recently Filofax came out with some new paper because due to the tsunami that happened, I forget how long ago that was now, but the one in Japan that hit really bad, Filofax lost their paper supplier, so they had to switch companies, and so now they are using a different type of paper, and the paper quality is definitely a lot better than what it was before. I'm going to go ahead and talk about that as we go along. So 2013 is a new kind of paper, and then I have one in the cotton cream color. You can see it's kind of like an off-white color, and this one was from 2009. Not sure if there's a difference between the cotton cream paper, but there is a difference between regular white paper and cotton cream paper. Many have said that the cotton cream paper is a better quality, it's thicker, and ink doesn't really tend to bleed through these cotton cream pages. So the 2013 white paper is very similar to the cotton cream paper now. So if you like the quality of the cotton cream paper but you don't like that cotton cream color, now you have that quality of the cotton cream paper in this white paper here. So let's show you guys what inks I went through. The first one I'm going to talk about is this Momento Tuxedo black ink. A lot of crafters use this one. I particularly use this for when I'm stamping images and then coloring them in with my Copic markers. But for stamping, this is a dye ink. So the thing about dye inks is that they soak into the paper. So let's start with the white regular paper from 2001. Here I have the Tuxedo black ink up here. Let me zoom in for you guys there. Oh, is it gonna focus? I don't know. Okay, well, when I flip this over, you can see how it bleeds through the paper. It's not too bad, but it's bad enough that you can see it. So I don't particularly like using this on Filofax paper. And let's see how it looks on the cotton cream. This is how it looks on the cotton cream paper. And then here's the bleed through there. Again, you can see it very slightly. You can see parts that have more ink than others. And I'll post pictures of these, you guys, on my blog so you can take a better look at them. So here you can see the white paper, and then here you can see the cotton cream paper that they do bleed through. And then it's probably going to be the same for the new paper, the new white paper. Here is the Tuxedo black ink, and then there's the bleed through there. So not too great, but not sure if you guys would be bothered by that. For me, when I'm stamping on my diary pages, let's go ahead and grab that. I've also stamped it on diary pages, except I used a purple ink instead. So here I have, oh no wait, that's not it. Blah blah blah, what am I looking for? Here you go. Okay, I've taken a purple Momento ink, which is just the same in the black but in purple. And then you can see the bleed through on regular white paper. there. I mean, that's the stamp there, and then the bleed through on the back there. So you can see that that really does bleed through there on the white paper. And then on the cotton cream paper, here it is on the cotton cream paper. I've stamped it there, and then the bleed through, not so bad. Not as bad as the white paper. Let me just show you guys a comparison of that again. This is the white paper, and this is the cotton cream. So you can see how the bleed through isn't as noticeable. And then that same color on the new 2013 paper is right here. Flip that around and you can see that again, just like the cotton cream, it doesn't show too bad, but still kind of visible. But definitely way better than the old white paper. Okay, so then the next black ink I did was the Versafine Pigment Ink, and it looks like this. This one, the Versafine, is actually oil-based, so it's very, let me think of the word, the color really shows through. Versafine meaning it's really precise, like what you're stamping is really gonna be super, I can't think of the word right now because my daughter just came in, but it's going to be super sharp. The image is sharper than if you're using a dye ink. So this is the new paper here, and that's what it looks like there. And then here is the bleed through on the other side. Almost looks like the dye ink, but not too. There it is there. And then on the cotton cream paper, it looks like this. It's the second one right here. Doesn't show as bad as the dye ink, but you can still see it a little bit. And then here is the regular white paper. You can really see it there. So there it is again. All three compared. This is the new paper, this is the cotton cream, and here's the old paper there. And then let's keep going with the black inks. The next ink I did was the Craft Smart ink, and it looks like this. And this is a great ink. It is a pigment ink, so and it's not oil based, so it still has that really pigmented color. The colors really show through, but it's not going to seep into the paper because it's a pigment ink. It sits on top of the paper, so the bleed through isn't as bad. So this is in black, and what's great about this ink, it was only about like $2 or $3 compared to a Versafine, which can run from like $6 to $8. So this is an affordable, very affordable ink there. Let's show you guys how it looks like on white paper. Here is the ink right there, Craft Smart, and then turn it around and you can barely see that bleed through there. This is the Versafine, this is the Craft Smart Pigment Ink. And you can barely see that. And then I'm going to show you guys on the cotton cream paper. The Craft Smart is right here. Turn that around. You can barely see the bleed through there. Really nice. And then here is the new 2013 paper. There it is stamped. And then there's the bleed through there. Hardly noticeable. If we put them all together, here is the old paper, here is the cotton cream, and here's the new paper. So that's what that's gonna look like there. And then Another ink I tried was this color Box Pigment Ink, and it looks like this. This one is actually the cat's eye. You can purchase them in the full color box like this, the full pad, or you can get them in a set like this, or you can get them individually like this. So lots of different options there. So I did use the black ink, and again, it is a pigment ink, so it's going to sit on top of that paper instead of soak through the paper. So the first one is, this is the old paper. Let's see, color box. It's right here. You can barely see the bleed through there. And then the cotton cream paper, here it is up here. Barely shows through there as well. And then here is the 2013 paper, and there it is here, and the bleed through there. So not too bad. Let's start again. Here's the white paper, here is the cotton cream, and then here is the new paper. Let's see, I think it was, don't remember, it was Craft Smart Color Box. Okay, I think the color box one I did. Down there, color box, up there. Oh, okay, so that's that there. So you can see the pigment inks that I stamped on the more on the bottom pages. You can not see a bleed through. As you can see, the dye inks that I did on the top and the Versafine, you can really see through there. So let's go ahead. I did stamp up again with some purple ink. Let's show you guys some more inks that I use that I love using. These two are the Versamagic inks, and these are chalk inks. And we're comparing that with the Momento inks. Again, this is chalk ink, which is a pigment ink, and then this is a dye ink. So this one's gonna sit on top of that paper. This one's gonna kind of seep into that paper and soak through. So here's the white paper, the old white paper. I stamped it here, a dark chalk ink and then a lighter chalk ink, and then the bleed through on the other side, not so bad. I was trying to stamp this dye ink up here and I slipped. But you can see even just not even pressing on it and just having the stamp fall, you can already see the bleed through. So, let me see. On cotton cream paper, there's what it looks like. Here's the chalk ink in that darker purple, and then the lighter chalk ink here in the purple, and then there's the bleed through there. Hardly noticeable. I love using that ink. So there it is again with the white paper, and then here it is with the cotton cream down here. And then the dye ink, let's see, where is it? Here it is. Here's the Momento ink. I showed it earlier. Stamped on the white paper, and then here it is stamped on the cotton cream paper. Let's go ahead and flip that over. You can really see the bleed through there on the dye ink with the darker color. With the lighter color, it's not so bad. And then here's the lighter ink here on the cotton cream, not so bad as well. So if you're using a dye ink on regular paper or cotton cream, it's better to go with a more lighter color, like this lavender, instead of this dark plum. Another thing too, if you can see here, look at the color difference. That color really pops out on the chalk ink. Just because it's a chalk ink doesn't mean it's gonna appear light. It's very bright, vibrant. I like that. Okay, so another one I did here is the color Box Pigment Ink, and this is a really deep, deep purple. Look at that color there. And it looks like this. And then I did another color Box Pigment Ink in this lighter color. so you can see a difference between the dark and the light. So here is that color here, the dark iris, and then here's the heliotrope here. And then when you flip that over, you can see there's the pigment ink. This is a dye ink, this is a pigment, so you can see that it doesn't show through too bad. You can see on the dye ink that it did bleed through a little bit. You can really see the ink coming out on the other side, but on the pigment ink, you don't see the ink seeping through the paper, so that's pretty good. And then here it is on the lighter paper. And then I did it on... Nope, that's not it. Where did it go? Nope, that's not it. I thought I stamped it on cotton cream paper. I guess I didn't. Shucks. Okay, well, so much for that. Well, you can pretty much get a gist of it, that the pigment inks are definitely a lot better. Here I did it again with some dye inks. This is the Color Box dye ink in a deep grape. And then I also got this recently. This is a shadow ink from Hero Arts, but it's an dye ink. So I thought shadow ink, it was like chalk ink, so it was going to be a pigment, but it's actually a dye. So here it is on the white paper, and then here's the bleed through, and it really super bleeds through. Not good at all. And then here it is on the cotton cream paper. I've stamped that dark grape here, and then the Hero Arts shadow ink here, and here's the bleed through. And it does bleed through. You can see the ink really seeping through the paper, especially with that shadow ink. You can see some of it right there, some of it right there. And I stamped it also with the new 2013 paper. So here's that dye ink there, and then the shadow ink here, and then the bleed through. Really bad. Really bad. So these are no-nos, people. Do not use this on Filofax paper. That's a no-no. These are okay. The pigment inks. And this is also a pigment ink, but it's the chalk ink. This is also a pigment ink. So those I would recommend. Let me go out here. So those are good. And then maybe if you really needed to use that. Oh, and this is a yes too. So there you go, guys. I hope that has helped you choose the best ink for you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask and comment down below. And again, I will be posting these swatches on my blog. And thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.